Among these was Russia, which entered European diplomacy in the 18th century. Its diplomatic traditions married elements derived directly from Byzantium to new essentially mature diplomatic system that had arisen in Western Europe. At the century's end, an independent power of the second rank appeared outside Europe, the United States of America. The founders of American diplomacy, people such as Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, accepted the norms of European diplomacy but declined to wear court dress or adopt usages they considered unrepublican. To this day, the US ambassadors, unlike those of the other countries, are addressed not as Your Excellencies but simply Mr. Ambassador. By the 18th century, diplomacy had begun to generate a sizable literature, written mostly by its practitioners. Most of these authors argued that to be effective, the ambassadors needed to exercise intelligence, trustworthiness, humanness, foresight, courage, a sense of humor, and sternness, if only to compensate for the non-infrequent lack of these qualities in the national leaders in whose names they are acted. One of the earliest such writers, the Dutch diplomat Abraham de Wickevoort, in 1679 termed an envoy into an honorable spy and a messenger of peace who should be charming, silent, and indirect, though he asserted deceit was invariably counterproductive. The French diplomat Francois de Callière, who wrote a manual of diplomacy in 1716 that is still read and regarded by diplomats as a classic, argued in favor of the professionalism and the professionalization of diplomacy, declaring that even in those cases where success has attended the efforts of an amateur diplomat, the example must be regarded as an exception, for it is a commonplace of human experience that skilled work requires a skilled workman. In 1737, another requiring discretion, patience, accurate reporting, and absolute honesty, theme that have been repeated through succeeding centuries.